This is a demo of Worklight 4.2, and the purpose of this demo is to show the simplicity of Worklight from scratch and at the same time show its powerful enterprise capabilities. So I already have Worklight installed into my Eclipse environment. I also have the Worklight server running in the background here, and I'm just going to start creating a Worklight Hello World application from scratch to give you an idea and a layout of the land. So I'm just going to start by right-clicking the Project Explorer area, going to New, selecting Project, and if I highlight Worklight Project, I will call it Hello Worklight. Finish. Now I have a Worklight project area. Within the project area, I have an apps folder, so I can create one or more mobile applications. If I right-click New, Other, and select Worklight Application, I now have a working directory for my first mobile application called Hello Worklight. And then I'm going to do one final thing by creating a Worklight environment or a set of environments. So if I right-click the app, New, Other, Worklight environment, what this does is it lets me choose what type of platforms I want to run my application on. And one of the benefits of Worklight is being able to develop once but deploy, whether it's deploy across multiple platforms, whether it's a native code or web-based code or hybrid, which is a mix between the two. So for this demo, I'm going to show you Android and BlackBerry, and I'll hit Finish. And what you'll notice is it's going to generate these folders, these platform-specific folders under the app. So to highlight what's going on, I initially had this common folder, and this is where all the common code goes that gets used across all your environments. Think of this as kind of your parent directory, where all your common-based code goes into this folder, whether it's your cascading style sheets, specific images like icons or splash logos, JavaScript files, or your starting HTML or any type of HTML files. If you want platform-specific code or native code or something that just looks and feels different in the different platforms, such as Android versus BlackBerry, you can put those files into these folders, and that will overwrite what happens in the common folder. And I'll show you an example of that a little bit later on. For now, what I'm going to just do is start with the main HTML file, and I'm going to start to edit some code here. So I'm going to just add 2 lines of HTML. Just really simple code here to help explain what's going on. So I'm just going to link to an image that's already defined out of the box. It comes with this, under Common, you have an Images folder, then you have icon.png. If I double click that, you can see what it looks like. It's just the Worklight icon. And so what I'm going to do is just start simulating the images on both Android and BlackBerry. Before I do that, I need to build the environment. And the great thing about Worklight is you can build once and it'll compile all the necessary folders for all your platforms all at once. So it's building BlackBerry and Android at the same time. You can see the status bar in the lower right-hand corner. When that is completed, we're going to start launching the simulator and emulators. So for Android, all I have to do is right-click this folder down here, run as Android application. And I already had this open, the Android emulator open, so I'm going to restart it actually here. I'll close that down, run it again. This time it'll relaunch it one more time. And since the Android emulator is installed on my computer, it takes a little bit longer to install. So the difference between an emulator and a simulator is the emulator also emulates the phone's hardware, so you can actually get in and play around with swipes and get into the menu system, emulating the firmware as much as possible, whereas a simulator, and I'll show you the BlackBerry simulator right now, accidentally opened that. Let me close that. A simulator just simulates the application itself, so you can't get into the home page of the phone or the device, but it is much quicker to load. So let's do a preview of the BlackBerry application to see what it looks like. And if I maximize it, there's the application, the Hello World application that we created on BlackBerry. You can see it just says Hello Worklight, and it has that icon that we told HTML to render. Okay, so now the Android phone emulator is open, so if we unlock the screen, it also has Hello Worklight. Right now, these two applications look the same, one application but running on two different platforms. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create some differences between the two platforms, and by doing that, I have icon.png files that are named the same, but I'm going to put them into the respective directories. So I have the Android icon here. Note that it's also called icon.png. If I drag that over to the Android images folder, hit OK to copy the file. And if I do the same thing with BlackBerry, there's the BlackBerry folder, icon.png. If I drag that over to the BlackBerry file, so these two icon.png files will overwrite the ones that are in, or the one image that is in the common folder. And this is going to demonstrate a couple things when I launch this. So let me build this application again. I'll build the update. The first thing it's going to show you is how Worklight automatically has an environment optimization. What that means is, again, we're just creating one application, but because we had a specific file in both the Android and BlackBerry folders, that's going to overwrite what was in the common folder, so that it's going to look differently across two platforms. The other thing that I'll show you here is the direct update capability. So since it's built now, let's exit out of the application on Android. And when we go back into the application, Hello Worklight here from the menu, it should note that there's a change by default. Automatically, since this emulator is connected to the Worklight server, it's going to say an update for this application is available. So what we're going to do is hit update, and it will update the latest version. Keep in mind that happened right out of the box, which is one of the really nice enterprise capabilities of Worklight. We didn't have to do any programming. It's a default setting, so right out of the box, if you want your users to always have the latest version of the application, you can set it up to do so. So again, when we got the latest version, now this application Hello Worklight shows the Android logo on an Android device, and if I hit refresh in this BlackBerry simulator, you'll see that the same application looks differently on BlackBerry with the BlackBerry logo. So that was just a quick way to show the different environments and direct updates. I'll show you a couple more things here back in this Worklight console. So this Worklight console, real quickly, is the web-based admin tool to let you do version management and different types of things, such as seeing statistics and usage reports. But what I want to show you next is how you can do unified push notifications. So on the Android model, if I wanted to give a notification right out of the box to any users who log into the application, I will say something like, app will start maintenance on June 15th. If I save that, so now the next time I get into my application again, if I exit this, go back into the application, you can see an example of a push notification. So all I did from the admin tool is type in this text, and users get the pop-up message the next time they're on their network and log into the application. This is a very simple out-of-the-box example of the unified push notification. You can do much more advanced things with it through the push notification API. One final thing that I'll show you is, let's say you have a security bug in your version 1.0 of your application. So what I can do is as an admin, I can remotely disable the application. Of course, you probably wouldn't say put in this text in the actual description for your end customers, but what you can do is, what I'll just do is put in a dummy URL here, but this will give you an idea of what's going on. So if I disable this version remotely, I can say there is a security bug, new version coming out soon. Or they can get the new version actually here at this URL that you provide. I hit save, and now finally if I go back into the application one final time, it's going to detect that the application has been remotely disabled, so the user is not able to do anything with this older version with the app, and they'll have to get the newest version by clicking this button. Since it was just a dummy link, it's not going to actually go to that site, but this gives you the idea of how to remotely disable a application if you have a problem and you want to force the users to upgrade to the latest version. So this was a quick demo of Worklight. It's very easy to use, and at the same time it gives you really nice enterprise capabilities between your server-side API and your client-side API. And if you have any questions, please let me know.